Y'all, just when we thought Melody taking a step back from the spotlight, she came back swinging, and this time it's on a whole new level. Melody just dropped a bombshell that nobody saw coming. She's teaming up with actor, author, and activist Harper for a brand new television project. And let's just say, this might be the biggest move of her career yet.
You have to have people around you who have a similar mindset. Be okay with cutting off people who don't.
Now, if you've been following Melody's journey from love and marriage Huntsville to boss woman status, you already know she's not the type to do anything small. Everything she touches has purpose. Every move she makes tells a story. But this one feels different. It's bold, it's powerful. It's Melody stepping into a whole new world. Not as a cast member, not as someone else's storyline, but as a woman writing her own.
That when you talk about failures, I've had those moments where I missed opportunities because, like you said, you missed that phone call. You were still asleep. Oh, we needed an answer immediately, or you know what I'm saying? And it's like, dang, or hey, I could have packed 100 more orders if I had just gotten up an hour earlier. I don't like feeling like what could I have done. So feeling like I am using every second of the day is absolutely important to me.
Absolutely.
And you have to as an entrepreneur.
And here's the thing. This new show isn't just another reality series full of chaos and drama. From what we're hearing, this is something deeper, something inspiring. But before we get into all that, let's take a moment to go back to where it all began. Because to understand how big this is for Melody, you have to remember everything she's been through to get here. When Melody first burst onto our screens, she was introduced as one half of a power couple. She and Martell Holt looked like the perfect team, young, beautiful, ambitious, and on their way to building an empire.
Growth in that is amazing because I used to be ready to check people all the time, and I literally had to spend some time with myself, learn to truly love myself after such a big divorce and scandal, right? And to get back to who is Melody? Who is Melody? What does Melody desire? Oh, Melody desires peace more than, you know what I'm saying? That's big for me. Melody desires to be in situations where I'm happy. I love people around me who are laughing, having a good time. We cut up. I'm a high-key comedian, by the way, so we cut up all the time, right?
Together, they had dreams of being more than just reality stars. They wanted to show what Black excellence looked like in business, in love, and in family. But as the cameras rolled, the fairy tale started to crack. What we thought was a story of partnership and success slowly turned into one of betrayal and heartbreak. Viewers watched in shock as Melody's marriage fell apart, not behind closed doors, but right there on national television. It was painful, it was raw, and it was real. For many people, that would have been the end of the story.
Literally telling the story of a lot that took place in my marriage, and a lot of people, it resonated with a lot of people. You know, I got videos of women crying, listening to this song saying, hey, you said in the song you gave them 5 years to cut her off. I was in mine for 15. You know, I was in mine for 20.
Most folks would have walked away, embarrassed, drained, and done with TV altogether. But not Melody. She turned that pain into power. She took the very thing that was supposed to break her and used it to build something stronger. After the divorce, people expected Melody to disappear, maybe live quietly, away from the cameras. But she refused to fade into the background. Instead, she rebuilt her life from the ground up. She became the CEO of her own skincare brand, 7th Avenue Beauty. She started investing in real estate. She even stepped into music, sharing songs that told her truth in ways that interviews never could. Melody showed the world that she wasn't just Martell's ex-wife. She was a mother, a businesswoman, a creator, and most importantly, a survivor. Every setback she faced became another reason to rise. And little by little, we all watched her evolve from reality star to full-on mogul in the making. But what nobody expected was for her next chapter to look this big. See, when Melody announced her partnership with Harper, the internet went wild, and for good reason. Harper isn't just any celebrity. He's an award-winning actor, a Harvard-educated lawyer, and a respected voice in business and community leadership. He's someone who uses his platform to build, not tear down. So when people heard that he and Melody were joining forces, the first question was obvious: what are they planning? Sources say the new show is centered around empowerment, highlighting Black entrepreneurship, ownership, and the real stories behind success. And if you know Melody, that makes perfect sense. She's been talking about generational wealth and independence for years. So this isn't just a business move for her, it's personal. But here's the twist. This show isn't just another follow my life type of reality series. It's rumored to give Melody a brand new role, not just as talent, but as an executive producer. That means she's not just standing in front of the camera anymore, she's calling the shots behind it. And for a woman who's had to fight for her voice to be heard, that's powerful. For years, Melody's story was told through someone else's lens. Now, she gets to tell it her way. She gets to shape the message, choose the tone, and decide what stories deserve the spotlight. And having someone like Harper beside her, that's a statement all by itself. It's saying, I'm done playing small. It's saying, I'm not just part of the story, I am the story. Now, let's be real. This announcement has everyone talking, especially fans of Love and Marriage Huntsville, because let's face it, that show just wouldn't be what it is without Melody Shari. From the beginning, she's been the heart of it, the one who brought the realness, the transparency, and the emotion that kept viewers coming back week after week. But lately, something's been shifting. Fans noticed Melody stepping back, keeping her distance from certain cast members, focusing more on her businesses and her peace. Some even started wondering if she was slowly preparing to walk away. And now, with this new show on the horizon, those rumors are getting louder. Could this be her exit move? Is she done with Love and Marriage Huntsville for good? It wouldn't be surprising. Because after everything she's endured, the public arguments, the betrayal, the endless drama, Melody deserves a fresh start, a space where her name isn't constantly dragged into chaos, a project that reflects her growth, her purpose, and the woman she's become. And y'all, that's exactly what this new chapter looks like. This is Melody taking back her narrative. This is Melody stepping into a new season of power. But of course, there's always someone watching from the sidelines, and you already know who that is, Martell Holt. For years, Martell has tried to stay connected to Melody's success, even after their marriage ended. Whether it's interviews, social media posts, or on-screen tension, somehow his name always ends up tied to hers. And now that Melody's making this major career move, folks can't help but wonder how he's really feeling. Will he be supportive from a distance? Or will this spark a new wave of drama? Because let's be honest, if Melody's career takes off in this new direction, that changes everything. It means she's finally stepping out of his shadow completely. She's not just thriving, she's evolving beyond the platform that connected them in the first place. And that's a tough pill for anyone to swallow. Especially someone who's watched her soar higher and higher while his own public image has taken hit after hit. But maybe this will be the wake-up call Martell needs. Maybe he'll finally see that Melody's journey was never about revenge or competition. It was about growth, about healing, about building something bigger than the pain that tried to destroy her. Either way, one thing is certain, Melody's success changes the game for everyone. And it's not just Martell who might be feeling the pressure. Let's talk about the show's creator, Carlos King, because you know he's got to be watching all this unfold with mixed emotions. Melody has been a major driving force behind Love and Marriage Huntsville's success. Without her, the show might not have reached the level of popularity it did. If she decides to walk away, that's a huge loss, not just for the storyline, but for the ratings. Fans have already said it over and over again. If Melody leaves, I'm done watching. She's the glue, the one who brings both the heart and the chaos, the perfect balance that makes the show work. But if this new project with Hill Harper really takes off, Carlos might not have a choice but to adjust. He could try to convince Melody to stay by offering her more creative control. Or he might go in a different direction altogether, bringing in new faces and shifting the show's focus. Still, no matter how he tries to rework it, Love and Marriage Huntsville without Melody just wouldn't feel the same. Because let's be real, even when she's not in the room, the whole cast is talking about her. She's been the center of the storyline since day one. Without her, what's really left? But while all that's being debated, Melody is over here focused on something completely different: legacy. She's not chasing fame anymore. She's building a foundation. This new show isn't just another check or another headline. It's her chance to use everything she's learned, all the highs, all the heartbreaks, to inspire others to rise. And that's what makes this so powerful. Because behind the cameras, behind the business deals, there's a woman who's been through hell and back. A woman who's had to cry in silence, rebuild in public, and smile through pain. But every single time, she's come out stronger. This moment with Hill Harper isn't just about television, it's about transformation. It's about showing that no matter how many times life knocks you down, you can still reinvent yourself. And that's why people love Melody. She's not perfect, she's not pretending to be, she's just real. She owns her story, flaws and all. And that's something we don't see enough of in this industry. But what happens next? That's the question everyone's asking. Could this new project turn into the next big Black empowerment series on TV? Could Melody eventually launch her own production company? Maybe even create a network one day, shining light on stories that rarely get told? At this point, nothing seems out of reach. She's proven she can handle business, beauty, and entertainment. And now she's stepping into the world of production, where the real power is. When you own your content, you own your voice. And Melody is finally in a position to control hers. This partnership with Hill Harper might just be the start of a media empire. And if it is, it'll be one built on strength, resilience, and purpose. And you know what's even more inspiring? Through everything, the pain, the rebuilding, the growth, Melody never lost sight of who she is. She stayed grounded in her faith, devoted to her kids, and determined to move with grace even when people tried to drag her down. That's not easy, especially in an industry where negativity sells and chaos gets clicks. But Melody has mastered the art of staying classy while still standing firm. She doesn't have to shout to make her presence known. Her success does that for her. So whether she stays with Love and Marriage Huntsville or moves on completely, one thing is clear: Melody Shari is entering her power era. And y'all, it's beautiful to watch. Because at the end of the day, this isn't just about a TV show. It's about a woman who turned her pain into purpose. A woman who walked away from a broken marriage and built her own kingdom. A woman who refuses to let anyone else write her story for her ever again. Melody's journey reminds us that sometimes the biggest blessings come after the hardest seasons. Sometimes the people who tried to bury you just didn't realize you were a seed. And now that she's blooming, oh, she's blooming loud enough for the world to hear. This new chapter with Hill Harper is proof that when you trust your path, even after the heartbreak, even after the betrayal, life will find a way to reward your faith. So get ready, y'all. Because Melody Shari isn't just making a comeback, she's creating a legacy. And something tells me this is only the beginning.